scaling exercise is really important. I'm Michael Falk with Kinetic Sports Medicine and Performance. I personally got injured about 3 weeks ago. I actually dislocated my left shoulder, and I've had to significantly modify my activities, both kind of in my recreation with things that I enjoy like playing golf, but also in my fitness activities, doing things with weightlifting, adding in shoulder exercises, or modifying what I've been choosing even for my conditioning because of certain things that hurt my shoulder. But if you'll notice, what I'm talking about is actually modifying activities and not just eliminating things or stopping doing things completely. I've actually been able to really stay on the same general routine in terms of the days that I lift, the day that I do conditioning, the things that I do. I've just had to choose different exercises. And this is a big mistake that we see people make, is they go all or nothing following injuries, where they will either stop doing their fitness routines completely and they'll just start skipping workouts, really sit at home trying to kind of baby the injury and not make anything worse, or they will continue to go into the gym and they will just do what they always do regardless of how it feels or how much pain that they're in, and they will just continue down that path, and typically the injury or the pain will get worse and worse over time. There is a great middle ground for this, and we call it scaling your exercises or scaling your activities to what your ability is. So I'll use myself as an example on how this can work to sort of illustrate this point, but you can apply this to any different part of the body or type of injury that you're recovering from. So for right now, for me, I've really made a pretty good recovery over the last 3 weeks. I'm feeling a lot better. My range of motion is still a little bit limited. So if I go straight overhead, I can get farther overhead with one arm than I can with the other arm, and that's just pain limited. So for me right now, I am not going to select exercises on my left arm that lift and press straight overhead because I don't have the mobility at this particular point in time. So one option would be to just skip doing that motion and skip upper body like training in general, but that leaves out some key muscle groups and stability. So instead of doing that, what I've been doing has just been substituting or modifying that movement with an easier version of a similar exercise. So if I have in my program some type of overhead pressing motion, where I've got a kettlebell in this case, and I'm pressing kind of through a full range of motion overhead on my uninjured shoulder, and that's kind of what I'd like to be doing during this particular exercise. On this arm, I can't quite do that, but what I've been able to do has been being able to modify to a waiter's walk, where I just hold my arm in this position and I'll either kind of go for a walk or I'll sort of pivot arm from side to side, right? So I'm still working on similar muscle groups and I'm training similar movement patterns. I'm just choosing an exercise that stays right now within my range of motion ability and my pain tolerance, but I'm getting a lot of the same benefits from that easier exercise. So this is a great strategy for you, whether you're just dealing with a cranky low back, a sore knee, or you're coming back from a more significant injury. Rather than skipping workouts or just saying I can't do that, really work with, whether it's a personal trainer, physical therapist, whatever the case may be, to find ways to scale those exercises so that you can continue your normal routine as closely as possible. This will really help as you recover and not have you slide back as far. So hopefully you find this helpful and you can incorporate this concept of scaling into your daily routine.